So migrations, as the name suggests, is about migrating, and it's a series of different stories that are interwoven about people who've migrated and also a group of birds who are migrating, and they're played by a children's chorus. So we've got different strands. We've got the pilgrims from 1620 who went across to the New World. They're travelling on the boat. We've got the birds who are migrating seasonally. We've got a story of a slave, a Caribbean slave in Bristol in England, and the struggles that he's going through and how that relates to his family back in Nevis in the Caribbean. We've got some modern day stories of refugees coming from Syria and Eritrea in a segment called The English Lesson. We've got a Cree Indian story, which is about the Cree Indians being displaced from their lands due to oil exploration and pipelines. And that's set in the present and back in the 1860s in the period of the so-called Treaty 6. And the final segment is a Bollywood-inspired South Asian Indian story about doctors coming to the UK in the late 60s, being part of the NHS and the racism that they experience. And all those stories are interwoven and kind of come to fruition first at the end of Act 1 and then finally at the end of Act 2. I think it's very important that art tells stories of today. We have wonderful pieces of art and music that tell us stories from times gone by, and they are wonderful to engage with. Sometimes we update those stories to give a flavour of today, but there's also, of course, issues about today that are unique to today. And I think our global sense has never been as it is now. And Migrations is a story which looks at that, you know, people coming from different countries, people across different times. These are issues that affect us all in different ways. They're quite contentious. I'm hoping this is a piece that will, as well as entertain, it will be profound and also spark debate about migration. So yeah, I think art has a huge role to play. When people come and experience migrations, I hope that they will be blown away by the wonderful singing and the staging and the orchestral playing that WNO are going to produce for them. I hope that the themes of the storylines will make them think about things. There's stories about vulnerable people moving across into different places. There's an environmental element with the birds, and they are migrating. There are historical elements about sort of wrongdoing earlier in time and how we feel about that now, particularly in the Caribbean slave story. So it's definitely a piece that I would hope will spark debate. I want people to be really moved by it as well. I want them to really engage in all of the characters, so that when they go away and as they start thinking about these things, there's also a sense of something kind of powerful, beautiful, meaningful that's come to them in the music.